Alright, it's France versus England FIFA World Cup quarter final. Here are my 5 worries for England going into the game. Let's go. Number 1, Walker versus Mbappe, and I think this is what everyone's been talking about. Like, this is the duel that may settle the match, although possibly not, but we will see, because the France are so overloaded with quality, but we'll get on to that. Mbappe versus Walker. The story so far, let's cover it. PSG versus Man City. And yeah, this is why everyone is so confident about Walker's chances against Mbappe, because of how he's performed in these games with City. He's gotten the better of him on multiple occasions. On both occasions, I think Mbappe said he's the best fullback he's come up against, which is obviously correct, because his pace and power is ridiculous. But with the injury he's just taken, and from the last game, Ismaila Sarr gave him problems on at least 2 occasions, which I've covered before. So now taking on the big bad older brother, almost, so does this in Mbappe, like the final boss of pacey wingers. And I think it will be a problem for him. I think his pace, he's obviously faster than most people, but that yard of pace, I think he has lost it, which I don't think many people realise, although Simon Jordan, controversial I know, but he has picked up on it, and he mentioned it as well. First time I've agreed with him in a long time, but yeah, pinning all your hopes on Kyle Walker against Mbappe, even that's just like left winger versus right winger FIFA stuff. Like Mbappe, it'll be John Stones who will have the task of blocking his shots and whatever. Like Mbappe likes to play off Giroud, and all of his goals are when he's in the box already. All he has to do is cut inside Walker and not maybe go down anywhere near him. Like Walker, will he cut inside that much? Maybe he might do. Might just do an Ander Herrera on Eden Hazard a couple of years ago and just man mark him the whole game, but I doubt that'll happen. Yeah, Mbappe is probably the best player in the world right now. He's at the peak of his powers against a Kyle Walker who may have just lost a yard of pace. It's a spicy affair, in all honesty, but one that I'm not sure Kyle Walker will come out on top of, unfortunately for him. I've seen on Twitter that's almost legacy defining, like, because Mbappe will go down as one of the all-time greats, I reckon, and Kyle Walker, if he shuts him down, that'll be great for the CV, like. But yeah, it will probably be one of the better duels that we've seen at this World Cup and in football for a long time. But yeah, everyone's kind of excited for this. It's just the England fans is maybe a little overconfident in Walker's abilities versus Mbappe, just because I do think he has lost half a yard of pace, and with Mbappe being probably the fastest player from a stop-start maybe in world football. But yeah, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good, is it? And England are definitely in trouble, I think, with Mbappe and France in general. They are the World Cup holders for a reason. Many people didn't expect them to get this far, I'm pretty sure. Do you know, with the whole World Cup winning, once you win the World Cup, I think you get knocked out in the group stage. I think it happened in Spain, happened in Germany, didn't happen with France. I actually predicted they bucked the trend, although I did say they'd get beaten in the final to Argentina. And I think they may have gone up today, although I've not watched that game yet, but I'm feeling they might do.
Psych! Ancora Messi.
So I actually have them as winning the whole World Cup in general from this stage on, since Brazil's just gone out. But yeah, Walker versus Mbappe, spicy affair. Let's see who wins. Second reason to be worried now, the team structure and approach to the game. There's been all these rumours, although they're probably false, about this Mbappe plan that they've had for 2 years, England have. There's actually been a lot of silly stuff coming out in the media, like Walker, his prep is like ice boots or whatever, just recovery stuff that probably all players use. But yeah, I'm wondering, will Gareth Southgate mix it up for this one? Will he go to a 3 at the back or 5 at the back, which will more likely happen? Have Kyle Walker maybe a third centre back and have another right back here in Trippier or Trent just outside him for cover against Mbappe? That's a worry. Do you stick with what has got you here so successfully, or do you go more cautious? It's a risky game, and I'm not sure what Gareth Southgate will do. I'm not sure which would be better, to be honest. I'm not a manager, so I don't have to worry about it, but I prefer if they went 4 at the back, just by fire with fire. I think one of the plan Mbappe things was just have an equally dangerous player on Mbappe's side, and I think with the 5 at the back, will you get that? I think maybe just sticking with the 4-3-3 may be enough. Not sure. Is Saka dangerous enough, or will Sterling be coming back into the fold? I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, changing the structure of the team, this 4 to the 3 at the back, will he do it? Because I think that's what they played in the Euros, I'm pretty sure. Actually, I can't remember, to be honest, but yeah. Is it a more cautious approach? Who knows what he'll do. But maybe just switching the approaches may affect player performances, because they've played with 4 at the back this whole tournament. So yeah, maybe a worry there in switching up the approach mid-tournament, even if it is maybe just for one game. Although saying that, if they're doing it this early on, it should should only get harder and harder, but it's only top teams from here on out, so they probably would keep the French approach if they win. Also to the team approach so far, apart from the USA game, it's been heavy press. Jordan Henderson and Jude Bellingham have been leading this press, and this has sort of overwhelmed teams into giving up possession, and there's a reasons for the couple of goals that England have scored. Will England and Gareth Southgate be able to do this against an opposition of the calibre that France has? Dunno. Football's a risky game. The risk takers, the high reward that apply here, I'm not sure, but yeah, high pressing against a French team, a quality French team, is that the right idea? It's worked so far against lesser opposition, but I guess that's why Gareth Southgate gets paid the big bucks. Actually, I don't know if he does or not, but yeah, he's England manager for a reason, and these will be big calls. I guess you've also got to take into account France's approach to the game. Have they been pressing all tournament? Do they set up in a mid block, a low block? Are they counter-attacking side? Southgate will have to consider all that into his approach play. I kind of want to see them go all out again like they usually do with Bellingham and Henderson. It would be nice to see, put the French under a bit of pressure, see if they've got the minerals, sort of say. But does he change it up after what's got him here so far? Well, that could mess with player performances as well. Who knows? We will find out Saturday night. But yeah, that is my second cause for concern. Third worry, will he be changing personnel for this game? We talked about structure change, we talked about an approach change, now we're on about team personnel change. With Sterling coming back to Qatar, to the World Cup from back home when he was dealing with that situation. Horrible that happened, by the way. But will he be brought back into the fold, and does he deserve to be brought back in? Because we know he's one of Southgate's favourites, he's one of that group, because he has performed for England so far, but his first two performances in this World Cup haven't been great. And with Phil Foden and Bukayo Saka seeming to be the favourites, or just the selected ones at the moment, and they've performed as well, do they deserve to be dropped? Does Sterling get to play just behind Kane in a central role? Does a midfielder deserve to be dropped? I guess that depends again on the formation that's played. If it's 3-5-2 or 3-4-3, no, if it's 3-5-2 and there's two up top, I'm guessing Raheem Sterling will be the second one, playing just off Harry Kane. The wingers will probably get dropped for that, but you've also got to have a threat going forward as well. I think the three up top helps with that. I think just as long as the players track well, although Sterling didn't track well in his last game, but neither did Saka, and then the whole approach was flipped. So I'd say Sterling would be fine pressing again, since that's the approach now. But will he be brought back into the fold? Does he deserve it? Could this be a favouritism selection that may cost Gareth Southgate the game? Who knows? I don't want to see Trippier anyway. If he's going 3 or 5 at the back and Kyle Walker's his third centre back, I don't want to see Trippier. Put in Trent. I don't care. Trippier's had an awful tournament. But yeah, that's my third worry for England going up against France. Number 4, we gotta give a little mention to the big man up top for France, Olivier Giroud. How has this guy, the most selfless French striker maybe of all time, it's the reason why the French players love to play with him. So the most selfless striker has the most goals for France, more than Thierry Henry, at a better goal to game rate. That is a bit mad in all honesty. Forget his reputation from when he was in England. He was still a decent striker in England, but his career has been top notch. Yeah, so this guy has been banging it in pretty much everywhere he goes, to be honest. He only got his start international, I think, till he was like 25 as well. So that achievement, being France's record top goal scorer, mad. And considering how selfless he is, and that's the reason like players like Mbappe prefer him over Benzema. I guess that is a top striker, and one that should go down in the history books. Not as the greatest or anything like that, but just underrated, I'd say. But yeah, danger man, I think, for England. Don't think will he play a false 9 role? Not sure. Is he that type of striker? He seems to stay up pretty high. It's just his link-up play. You wouldn't even categorise him as a target man. He's just a great centre forward, really. I haven't studied him that much, but so it's hard to know what he excels at. He's still banging in goals for France. It's one of the reasons they won the last World Cup. It's one of the reasons they'll probably win this World Cup as well. So it's like, when you're targeting Kylian Mbappe so much that you may even change system, change approach, and you've got a second guy in the front line, at the centre of the front line, who probably hold up both centre backs, to leave the right back to deal with Mbappe one-on-one. He's just a great striker. Like, you got to keep your eyes on him. He can finish, he can head, he can scorpion kick if he wants. I think he tried a bicycle kick last game. I think it went in, but it was called off for a foul or offside, which I don't think it was, to be honest. But he's dangerous and one to keep an eye on. To be honest, that whole forward line, I think Dembele is more mismatched up against Shaw pace-wise anyway. But yeah, I thought I should just give Olivier Giroud a special mention, as I think he's a little underrated, and just that achievement of being the best French average goal scorer of all times. Not just, I thought he had way more appearances than Henry, but it turns out he has less, so that's even better for him. It's a bit ridiculous, like. But will Harry Maguire and John Stones keep him on lock, or will Giroud have the better of them this game? Final one now, the fifth reason. Yeah, the rest of the team, the rest of the French team. Like, I kind of mentioned it in my last point, but when you're targeting for just Kylian Mbappe or Olivier Giroud, you've got to think of the rest of the team. I said that Dembele is probably more mismatched with Shaw, pace-wise anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if Dembele gets a lot of the ball and just like roast Shaw for a bit, although I do think Shaw has had a very good tournament so far, but he's not come up against anyone with the pace or the quality of Dembele. So but Dembele maybe roasting Shaw for pace, or long balls over the top to Dembele and him crossing it in because he's both footed. He's that's ridiculous as well. Get to the ball and cross it in for a big man like Giroud. That could be another danger point. But then you have Antoine Griezmann as a third roaming midfielder. He's at a quality tournament as well. Who knew he could play in midfield? But yeah, you can't just focus on Mbappe. They've got quality all over the team. Rabiot, he's got a goal or two this tournament already. Tchouameni, he's 80 million man for Madrid. He's got to be good. Well, he is good. We've seen it. Like. So that whole forward six, or the whole front four is littered with quality. Like, can't be just focusing on Mbappe. That is not the move, because their game plan could just be not play through Mbappe and have Mbappe set up in a different role. Centre backs are also quality, but maybe Jules Koundé playing at right back. I think some French pundit or someone in the French media anyway said that he's not been tested against any high level wingers and for pace as well. I was just about to say, but Phil Foden isn't the quickest either. Does Raheem Sterling come on the left wing to test Koundé, or maybe later on in the game to test Koundé? Marcus Rashford, the same thing. But yeah, Koundé, Varane, forgot another centre back for France. Yeah, and also Theo Hernandez, who is another weapon on that left hand side. You think Mbappe's quick, this guy's just quick as well. If he's on the overlap, Walker's gonna have his work cut out for him. Maybe England should go to a 5 at the back just to deal with them two on that side. That left hand three of Rabiot, Mbappe and Hernandez could cause some trouble, so that's what I'm saying. You can't just be focusing on one player. Maybe it might be the right idea, who knows, but that's why this game is so fascinating. All the individual battles and tactics. It's gonna be a great game. Who knows what's gonna happen. Although I do predict France will go through. I think they will get it done in the 90 minutes. Although penalties, that'd be great to see again. Brazil just gone out in penalties today. Big upset there. France are the favourites for this, as they should be. World Cup holders and the best team left in the tournament, obviously. And if England get the job done on them, well, fair play to them. But I don't see that happening. My prediction is 3-1. Yeah, 3-1 France. I think Mbappe will be the man to rise up on the big stage yet again. The man is just born for it, it seems. Shows his mustang, puffs out his chest, even his celebrations as well. He's just a man born with confidence. He knows he's the superstar. He plays like the superstar. He plays like he knows he is. And I predict him to have another great game with it, scoring at least once. I think he may get an assist as well. But yeah, I'm going France 3, England 1. So yeah, that's my 5 reasons, or just points on the game, or reasons why England should be worried of France. And of course I will review the game afterwards, probably come out a couple of days afterwards whenever I've edited, like. But yeah,
As always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time. Peace.